have to ride carefully. It mustn't panic. Shortshine right up to that rear wheel.
Yes, and that is Van Garden's style. You know, he rides very steady. We see him on the longer climb there, the second Catergate line, just working at it at, you know, a very strong pace, and putting a lot of the riders from the breakaway in difficulty. But Costa possibly, you know, just keeping a bit in reserve all the time, and looking good at the moment. But I think Van Garden will claw his way across them, as we see Vinokurov here giving it everything with Fletcher in his wheel. Tia Longo is blowing out now, yeah. Gone at the moment, giving it everything, and it's a big ask for Vinokurov to make it across here. But again, up front, they're starting to pay for their efforts, being out there a long time today.
TJ Van Garderen was trying to peg back Rui Costa. Just got to hang in there and hope that Costa is going to crack. 5 kilometers to go then for our leading rider, the Portuguese rider, 24-year-old Rui Costa. Looks over his shoulder to see that TJ Van Garderen is steadily riding and coming up to that rear wheel. There's Alberto Contador, begins to show his face at the front. Hougaland suffering now, suffering for his effort to try and get extra points. And now Juan Antonio Fletcher doing the work, flicks the elbow for Vinokurov to come through. These two are old stages, they know the score, and Christophe Riblon is not far ahead. That'll give them some sort of lift, sure, because they will know that the leading 4 men are now within catching distance.
Yes, and when you see riders coming back, you get a boost, because you can see that the manpower up front is not as much, and when a rider starts to come back, it gives you that little bit of extra morale boost. But surprising that Fletcher, where did he come from? I thought that, you know, he was going to have difficulty as well, but he's riding real well in there at the moment.
Under 5 kilometers to go for everybody. This leading group, Sean, is beginning to be whittled down a bit more now, as we can see. Look, what have we got? About 30 riders in here now?
Yes, blown to pieces, as we can see. Big splits appearing there, and riders just scattered all over the place at the moment. 112 down for the main bunch. So with 4.5 kilometers to go, it's looking good for the group out front. We should be seeing our stage winner from the guys in the breakaway. But again, as we can see here, Costa just holding off Van Garden there at about 60-70 metres, and the other ones we can see him at the further down the road here.
Vinokurov, you can see in the distance now. He's caught and passed Christophe Riblon and Cyril Gauthier. The next man in his targets is TJ Van Garderen. There's Alexander Vinokurov. He's dropped Fletcher, who's on the wheel of Christophe Riblon now. This is looking good now for Alexander Vinokurov, if he's still got strength in his legs, Sean, because the gap now down to the peloton is nearly a minute.
Yes, it's looking good, and Vinokurov is really eating into the leaders out front. At a time there it looked like that he was hanging there, but in the last number of kilometres, when it's the really difficult point, he seems to be coming back at everybody, and it'll be interesting to see if he can hold on to this advantage. It's looking real good for Vinokurov.
Has he left too much energy on the road, though? This is the question. Even if it was just for one day, he wants to hold this yellow jersey in the Tour de France.
Well, he only wants to get it just one day. He would be happy with that. And advantage Vinokurov, he's coming out of the bunch here. He's the fresher man against all the riders out here in front at the moment. They have been out for a long time, and everybody's in a time trial on their own, and that's where Vinokurov, you know, the power he has got, he is unbelievable the way he can keep going, you know, and I think he is looking the best at the moment.
111 from the leading rider, Rui Costa. This man here, number 83, the Portuguese rider. He's had his difficult times through misdemeanor, but back in the peloton and looking good today. This is Robert Hessink, best young rider and the Rabobank leader, and the whole of the Rabobank squad will be wondering if everything's okay for him. It's Laurens ten Dam setting the pace. Very good climbing, Domestique ten Dam. Are we seeing the first cracks appearing in one of the big contenders? Robert Hessink here.
Definitely. We've seen it already today on that second category climb. He was in difficulty here again with a number of his Rabobank teammates trying to keep him there. They can see the tail end of the main group of contenders, but will guessing be able to hang in here in this final number of kilometres, because he seems to be in big difficulty at the moment.
He certainly does. Not quite sure where Volker Malema is. I think he's in the front, in the group of the yellow jersey. Costa has a 1 minute and 7 second advantage over the yellow jersey. Started at 4 minutes and 2 seconds down. Alexander Vinokurov on the road by himself now, goes under the 3 kilometre to go banner. He's got 19 seconds to make up on Rui Costa before they hit the base of the very steep ramp up into Superbès. There he is it not? Oh, it's the motorcycle. I thought it was the Rui Costa for a minute. 19 seconds only. It doesn't seem like much, but sure, it can seem like an eternity for Vinokurov. Can't even see Rui Costa until the road straightens out. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. That's it. That's the climb up ahead on the right hand side of your shot. A swing across the road in a second. Vinokurov will see it in the distance. He'll be mentally calculating, will he be able to get to Rui Costa in time before they get to the base of that climb, or is he going to have to push even harder to get to him? That mental calculation, something to aim at. The rear wheel of Rui Costa, it's beginning to ramp up for Costa. This is going to cause problems. As the road swings around to the left just ahead, you'll see it really ramps up. 19 seconds, is that enough for Rui Costa?
Difficult to calculate, and it looked like that Vinokurov was closer a further bit down the road, but 19 seconds, it's a nice advantage when you see the pointer on the road at the moment. But Rui Costa, he has to really keep it going, and Vinokurov, it depends on how strong he is. Normally Vinokurov should be able to eat into that 18-19 seconds advantage, but still it's going to be very tight one, and it's a big ask for Vinokurov at the moment.
This is Rui Costa. He's looking over his shoulder. 17 seconds now is the advantage. Rui Costa knows that that man behind him, Alexander Vinokurov, is experienced in the extreme. He loves the hard finales, and I think Vinokurov is going to have trouble in taking the stage here from Rui Costa. Meanwhile, they're all massing behind, because it looks like at the moment the gap is about 45 seconds again now for Vinokurov. It could be one of those days again like we saw at Mende last year, Sean, where if Vinokurov goes on the attack on his sort of medium mountain hills, he goes for the stage win, he goes for the yellow jersey, and he gets neither.
Yes, and as we can see back in the bunch, Richie Porte taking it up for Saxo Bank and for Contador, and this is going to be a difficult one, because the bunch, I think they're really going to come back to him. As we can see, Vinokurov looking around, and it's not looking good for Vinokurov, and Costa as well. It will be interesting to see how much he has left as he goes the kilometre to go.
Kilometre to go then for Rui Costa, and it's still rising, and Vinokurov looks like he is beginning to run out of energy completely. He's digging and gritting his teeth, Rui Costa, the first mountain stage of this year's Tour de France, and after a very hard week, look at the problems that it's caused amongst the peloton. TJ Van Garderen looks over his shoulder. He's caught by the rest of the peloton as Chris Anker Sorensen is riding away here. In the middle of the shot is Jürgen van den Broek. On the right hand side is Cadel Evans. On the left, here goes Philippe Gilbert. He wants to try this one. Alberto Contador in his wheel with Andy Schleck, the two big mountain protagonists looking at each other. It really is one of those stages that could be anybody's. Meanwhile, up ahead, Rui Costa still has a gap of 40 seconds now.
And the big favourites looking at each other. Gilbert trying to push on there. Contador on his wheel immediately, and nobody wanted taking it up for the moment. So possibly Costa.
Here he goes.
We see Contador going immediately.
Contador steps on the pedals, and Andy Schleck looking at him again. He always likes to sit on that shoulder. Cadel Evans right behind Jürgen van den Broek. Frank Schleck. There goes Philippe Gilbert on the right hand side. It is a finish made for him. They won't worry about that too much, will the GC contenders, although Tony Martin looks like he wants to take up the cudgel a little bit. Tony Martin riding at the front. That suits Alberto Contador. And all the rest of the GC contenders behind. Is that Damiano Cunego in there? It's Cunego. First time we've seen him at all. Once again, the kick from Alberto Contador. Testing a few legs. No problems for the two men behind. And now Cunego goes. Damiano Cunego, triple winner of the Tour of Lombardy. Again, the challenge being thrown down by him. Cadel Evans goes. The first of the really big name challenges, and Alberto Contador has to react. He has to try and get in the wheel there. Oh, he looks like he's putting in some effort as well. Andy Schleck gets onto the wheel. Here is Rui Costa at the front of the race. How far behind are the main men? Rui Costa is going to take the victory. The Portuguese rider takes a superb win. That's a great win. Here comes the second place man is Philippe Gilbert. That's going to play very well for the green jersey. Oh, that's a massive effort for Gilbert. That really hurt. And then Evans. Vinokurov is swallowed up. Once again, he gets no yellow jersey. He gets no stage win. And Vinokurov's efforts have come to nothing. The yellow jersey of Thor Hushovd coming over the line, and I think, Sean, that they might even get the same timing there in one group.
Yes, it looks very much they will get the same time, because we could see Cadel Evans there on the front end of the group, but not really any major gap between himself and back to Hushovd, although there were maybe 10 or 15 riders. So I think Hushovd could hold on.
I think Hushovd could hold on indeed. Rui Costa takes